Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for January 4, 2024. And in the news this evening, 7 charged including 4 teens in brutal beating of 14-year-old. 7 people including 4 teenagers have been charged in connection with the beating of a 14-year-old girl on Allen Street in Denby, Clarendon on Saturday. The brutal attack was captured on video and shared on social media. Charged with unlawful wounding and assault occasioning actual bodily harm are 52-year-old Pauline Hughes of Woodside District, 36-year-old Shan Williams, and the 22-year-old Amanda Anderson, both of Havana Heights in the parish. The identities of the 4 teens, 3 females ages 15, 16, and 17, and a 17-year-old male, have not been released. Reports from the Maypen police are that about 2 p.m., a 14-year-old female was on Allen Street when she was ambushed and beaten by the group, rendering her unconscious. She was assisted to the hospital, where she was admitted in serious condition. Following an investigation, the 6 females were taken into custody on Tuesday, January 2, while the lone male was arrested a day later. The adults are slated to answer to charges in the Maypen Parish Court on Thursday, January 11. Man shot dead in Manchester drive-by. A man was killed in a drive-by shooting in the troubled community of Greenvale on the outskirts of Mandeville in Manchester on Wednesday. Residents identified the deceased only as Gary. The victim was said to have been in his late 50s and was a resident of 14th Street in Greenvale. Reports are that about 7 p.m., the victim was sitting on a wall at the entrance of Greenvale, across from a gas station, when gunmen traveling in a motorcar opened fire on him. He was hit multiple times and taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. There was a strong security presence in the community on Wednesday night following the incident. Greenvale, located just a mile west of the Mandeville town center, has been affected by crimes, including murders, over the years leading to curfews and lockdowns on entertainment events in the community. 3 shot, 2 fatally on Wildman Street. On Wildman Street in Rose Gardens, Kingston on Wednesday. The deceased has been identified as 26-year-old Akiel Ainsworth, otherwise called Bull, and 30-year-old Deshaun Palmer, otherwise called Eddie, both the laborers of a Kingston address. Reports from the Central Police are that about 8:34 p.m., all 3 men were standing along the roadway when they were approached by a man who brandished a firearm and opened fire. The police were alerted, and on the arrival of the lawmen, all 3 men were seen with gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital, where Ainsworth and Palmer succumbed to their injuries. The other man was admitted for treatment. Investigations continue. St. Mary SKP captured, 6 others still at large. 1 of 7 men who escaped from the Oracabessa police lockup on December 21 last year is back behind the bars, according to head of the St. Mary Police Division, Superintendent Bobette Morgan Simpson. He is 22-year-old Linton Bailey from Jacks River. He was nabbed by cops in an early morning operation in the Wilderness area on Thursday, January 4. Bailey was originally in custody after being charged with shooting with intent. It is alleged that in October 2023, he fired shots at police personnel on the Prospect Main Road. The other 6 prisoners who escaped with Bailey are still at large. All 7 were discovered missing during a routine cell check, and the preliminary reports suggested that they escaped by cutting through a ventilation grill. Those still on the run were detained for serious offenses, including murder and aggravated robbery. Taxi operator charged with arson after allegedly setting passenger's house on fire. A Westmoreland taxi operator of Bay Road, Little London in Westmoreland, has been charged with assault occasioning grievous bodily harm and arson following an incident in Whitehall Phase 3 Negril on Sunday, November 5, 2023. He is Howard Mason, otherwise called Blacks. Reports from the Negril police are that about 2:30 a.m., an argument developed between Mason and a man who was a passenger in his taxi. Mason reportedly left the area, then returned with a bottle of gasoline, which he used to set the complainant's house ablaze. The homeowner made an attempt to put out the blaze and was injured in the process. He was assisted to hospital where he was treated and released. He later made a report to the police, and following investigations, Mason was taken into custody on Sunday, December 29. Man's body found in St. Anne, suspected to have been trampled by bull. The body of a man suspected to have been trampled by a bull was found in a cornfield in Draxall, St. Anne on Wednesday morning. The deceased is Keith Allen, a farmer of Brownstown in the parish. Police theorize that Allen died sometime between Monday and Wednesday. According to the lawmen, the man's body was found around 7 a.m. with wounds to his chest and groin. The St. Anne's Bay Criminal Investigations Branch is investigating. Popcorn facing several charges following clash with authorities at Unruly Fest. Andre Sutherland, popularly known as a Popcorn, is said to appear before the St. Thomas Parish Court on Wednesday, January 10, after he was slapped with 5 charges in connection with an incident that unfolded at the 3rd staging of Unruly Fest in Yallas last month. The entertainer attended the Area 5 Police Headquarters, where he was served with 5 summons. He was charged with the use of indecent language, disorderly conduct, using abusive and calumnious language, issuing a threat to police officers, and the breaches of the Noise Abatement Act. Popcorn hurled insults at the police after they pulled the plug on the event shortly before 5 a.m. on December 23. Cops told the entertainers, who were on stage at the climax of the event, that after allowing an extra hour, it was time to go. According to the authorities, Unruly Fest was slated to end at 4 a.m. 21-year-old slapped with lottery scamming charges. Detectives assigned to the lottery scam task force arrested a 21-year-old man after seizing 8 U.S. bank cards, 1 laptop, and a cell phone found in his possession during an operation at his home on Thursday morning. He has been identified as Damarian Spence of Bogue Village in Montego Bay. The confiscated devices reportedly contained information of persons residing overseas. Spence is now facing charges of possession of identity information and the possession of access devices. Reports are that between the hours of 4 a.m. and 7 a.m., a search was conducted at Spence's residence, during which the bank cards and devices were seized. He was subsequently arrested and charged. His court date is being finalized. More text messages in Shanika Gray murder trial shown in court. More threatening text messages from Gregory Roberts, the man on trial for the 2017 murder of schoolgirl Shanika Gray, were disclosed in the St. James Circuit Court today. In continuing his evidence-in-chief, a forensic analyst witness from the Jamaica Constabulary Force showcased several increasingly threatening messages sent by Roberts to his ex-girlfriend hours before Gray went missing on January 29, 2017. You will always think you're right because every one of your family pick up for you. That's why you're so spoiled. Me $20,000 now go to waste. The witness testified in reading out a text, which was identified as having been sent by Roberts at 10:36 a.m. that morning. The money being referenced to in that text message is in relation to money that Roberts reportedly accused his ex-girlfriend of conning him out of. You're going to see something you never see before tomorrow in Jamaica. And that is when you're going to say I'm crazy. Actions speak much louder, and tomorrow is not very far from now. The witness quoted another text thread from Roberts, which was sent at 11:47 a.m. that same day. The court was also shown an image of the mapping of logged calls from phones identified as belonging to Roberts, Gray, and Roberts' former co-defendant, Maria Morrison, between 1:24 p.m. and 7:43 p.m. on January 29, 2017, prior to Gray's disappearance. Gray, a grade 10 student of the Green Pond High School in St. James, was found dead in Irwin in the parish on February 1, 2017, with multiple stab wounds. 3 days prior, on January 29, she was last seen alive in Montego Bay while on her way home from the funeral of a schoolmate. The trial continues later today. St. James records the first murder of the year. After recording the most murders of all parishes during 2023, The St. James Police Division has recorded its first murder for the new year. The dead man has been identified as 40-year-old Michael Shaw, a mechanic of a Dundee Maroon town address in the parish. Shaw was reportedly shot and killed by a lone gunman on Wednesday, January 3. According to a report from the police, about 11:35 a.m., Shaw was at his garage when he was punched upon by a man who brandished a firearm and opened fire. The assailant reportedly escaped on foot in the area. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, Shaw was seen lying on his back with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to his upper body. He was assisted to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police are urging individuals who may have information to contact them in relation to the incident. National Road Safety Council to lobby government for more funding. The National Road Safety Council says it will be lobbying the government in 2024 for more funding to improve road safety efforts. That's according to Vice Chair of the Council, Dr. Lucien Jones. Some 425 people died in road collisions last year, a reduction when compared with the figure for 2022. But Dr. Jones says the rate is still too high.
Our role as the National Road Safety Council is to continue to highlight the fact that road traffic injuries constitute the second leading cause of violent death in the country. So we are murdering in excess of 1,000 persons, and there's a huge mobilization to deal with the crime monster. We need to deal with road traffic injuries in the same way, because for the last 4 years, over 400 persons have died on our roads, which is huge. We're not getting the same kind of support, and we don't expect to, that murder and those who are fighting crime and violence will receive. But certainly we need to upgrade and increase the amount of funding coming into the National Road Safety Council so we can properly do our work and increase our capacity. One of the good things that happened in 2023 was the introduction initially and then the completion of a project where the Ministry of National Security is providing the police with instruments that they can write tickets electronically, which means that it goes through the system much more efficiently and faster. So if you don't go to the tax office and pay the fine, if you don't appear at the courts, then a warrant can be issued for your arrest. And we don't have to be searching through boxes and boxes of warrants anymore, because everything is now electronic. That's going to make the system much more efficient in terms of assigning demerit points, so people's license can be suspended if needs be, and people can be arrested if you don't pay your fine or you don't go to court. So I think the ticketing system is working better now, and the means by which tickets are written also has been upgraded. So that's a good sign. That's a big positive.